the X Factor, baby. I'm gonna be looking down. It was such an eventful night that I had to keep notes, and so I'm gonna be glancing down here at my checklist. But before I get into tonight, I just want to say that this was an amazing season. I can't wait to see the next season, and it was a lot of talent. It was just fun. Like, I don't know. I watch these shows where people compete for contracts and all, and I've never felt more connected with the contestants' individual lives and their drive, their what they're trying to accomplish with their career, and the judge. Like, I've never been so immersed in one of these contests ever. So let's just tip my hat off to everybody who was on the show. Period. The 12 finalists, the last 3 standing tonight, and the winner. Let me come off from the top of the night though. The 12 finalists all performed, and that was pretty cool because you got to see some people that you forgot about. They went home so early, and there's some people who you thought might have had a chance to win it all, and they just kind of went home, like Marcus and Astro and Rachael. You see the Stereo Hogs and Intensity, Lakota Rain. Everybody was out there, so that was pretty cool. That was a good moment. Then Melanie performed her Christmas song, and I liked her energy on that a lot because usually she would stand there and just stand in front of the mic and just kill vocally, but tonight on her first performance, she was sitting down. She walked out. She had like a little 2-step going on. The last step going. It was more of a visual than her performances usually are. And she had her hair back, and I think she looked better with her hair back. But let's move on to Rene. This is Rene. I thought that was like probably the perfect song for him to sing because he has such a distinctive voice. It's like he's not a really great vocalist, but he's not really bad either. He's kind of just like somewhere in the middle, but his own style, that distinctive sound he has, kind of brings him up higher, even though somebody may sing better. They just sound like blah, while he has his own style, and I thought that was the perfect song. He got through it pretty nicely. I didn't know he had a son. I don't think they ever mentioned that, did they? I must have missed that when they mentioned it. But seeing his reaction to everybody, wishing him luck and stuff, and back home, that was really cool. I mean, it was all emotional. They all cried and stuff, but something about his was, kind of got to me a little more than the rest of them. Josh, what can I say about Josh? His Christmas song. It sounded like he was the original dude who should have been singing that song to begin with. This is like every Christmas when you hear these songs, he's singing this song. Like, perfect voice for that. Perfect. He nailed that right on the head. And then Justin Bieber came out and performed. He had Stevie with him. And you always have to take your hat off. And, when Stevie's in the room, it's like you gotta bow. Stevie is like royalty. Like, he's been in the game for so long. He's done so much. You gotta love Stevie Wonder. But off topic, I want to commend Justin Bieber for his career. Like, I've never been one to knock Justin Bieber, even though a lot of people are. People tend to hate Justin Bieber, but I like how he's like growing as a person before our eyes. Like, there's you can see pictures of him. There's all these interviews and all this stuff. And he's open. Like, he has the public relationship and all, the big earrings. And it's like, you're not going to wake up one day and be like, whoa, Justin Bieber just got old. Because a lot of child stars are, you just wake up one day and it's like, damn, when you got that old. And he's growing with his audience, so he can keep them around and they won't just outgrow him. So I think that's a good thing for his career. But back into tonight, Drew was about to pass out, faint, lay on the ground, stop, drop, and roll, and all of that good stuff. Just standing next to the Biebs. But, like, I guess it's because it's her age. Well, she's 14 years old, I think she is. So I guess that's why the Biebs had such an effect on her, because they've been meeting celebrities since since they made it this far. Before the finalists were even announced, they've been meeting celebrities. So she never had that reaction until she met the Biebs. So it must just be the Biebs. But Drew has a really distinctive voice too. She has a really, really unique voice, and I like that a lot. And the first cut came on, and Rene got cut. And I didn't think Rene was going to get cut. I thought Rene was going to win it all, to be honest with you. And like I said in my last video about X Factor, the beginning of the thing, I thought he wasn't good. That was before I, start to appreciate his originality, individuality, because I'm just listening at first like vocals, and his vocals aren't up to par with a lot of other people's vocals. But then you can feel his performance. Like they will always say, you can just feel him in his performances more than you can hear in most people. So that carried him a long, long way. And I'm happy for Chris Rene. But what happened next that was notable for me? Oh, Rachael as a host. Rachael just has such a personality, like so much charisma. I don't know, it's something about her. It's just like a it factor. She's a person that you can't help but to like. You can't help but to notice. She really nailed that, and I could see her having a career in acting, being a host, being a singer, whatever. She just has a personality that you have to address. You have to like it. Like I like Rachael as a host. And then Fisher came out there. My boy D Fish, and they had a few other Lakers. I think that was Steve Blake, Darius Morris, and I forgot who the third dude was because the camera got off of him real fast, but I think it was the third one. And it was out there with 50 Cent, and 50 was doing it, and I was proud for 50 because 50 is one of my favorite rappers of all time. I really like 50 Cent a whole lot, and he gets a bad rap because you know how in hip-hop, it's all about the now. Nobody cares about your body of work. Nobody cares about, talent. Really, it's just about, are you hot now? And if you're not hot now, people bash you really bad. So I was happy to see him doing this thing out there. He performed a new song from his mixtape, but I don't know why he did a song with all that cussing, because half of the thing was blurred out, and I know people hated that. Like, oh man, he's all with this cussing. But then he got into it in the club. And it was called The Big 10. His mixtape is called Big 10. Just came out like 2 weeks ago. And that marks the 10-year anniversary of when he put out his first album. So which is why he did In a Club and did the new song, from like a here and now, past, present, here, then. You know what I'm saying. So shout out to 50 Cent for doing his thing. And he had Astro out there too. That was cool to see Astro come out and do his little thing. And then Pitbull and Neyo, they took the stage, and they brought out Marcus Canty. And that type of song that they were singing, and I feel like that's what Marcus Canty should have been singing his entire run. People was, like Simon was giving them a hard time, like, oh, it's so predictable. When is he going to do something outside of, his comfort zone? And I think Marcus Canty regressed as a performer, like, because his vocals, he can't match up to the Melanies and stuff of Josh with the vocals. But his thing was that he was performing, he was singing, he was dancing, he was all over the place hitting his moves, and he was like Bobby Brown. They compared him with Bobby Brown, and I felt like that was more of his lane. That made him stand out more than just standing there trying to out-sing people that he can't out-sing. So I thought that was a downfall of his run, but I thought that was cool to see Marcus out there. And then we're going to go straight to the final countdown. The last two, who's going to win. They're standing there, and they just hit him with the bombshell. Melanie Amaro! And Melanie Amaro wins it all. And I'm happy for Melanie because I felt like she had the best vocals before they even picked finalists and stuff. By seeing her, actually the first time I watched X Factor, when they was doing when they were showing how people was getting picked out and stuff, and where they inviting them to LA or wherever they were, when I first heard her, the first time I watched it, the first heard her, I was like, whoa. I stopped in front of the TV, which is what got me into watching the X Factor. And I thought when I seen that, I was like, that's the winner right there. And I was on her side. But then as it was going through, I noticed that she was just kind of more like a great vocalist. And she wasn't dancing and all. And you didn't know anything about her story and all that. So I thought she would just kind of get lost in the mix and maybe get called the church singer and not being looked at for her performing ability, for her star power, but just being a great vocalist. And usually on these contests, the best vocals don't win. So I think that was good because I truly feel like she was the best vocalist there, and that was great that somebody actually won this huge recording contract, $5 million recording contract with the Pepsi commercial, who had amazing, outstanding vocals. So I thought that was cool. I thought that kind of validated the entire show a little bit more. But as far as Melody goes, as she started to go in, I start to kind of hop back on that Melody train a little bit because you start to see her, her personality, her backstory. It started to all come together, and you can start to feel more of the star power. Even though I thought Chris Rene was going to take it home, because I just felt like Chris Rene, he just seemed like he had so much popularity, so much momentum was building up, because he was just like nailing it. His best performances in a row, like he was just getting better. Thought he had great momentum, so I thought he might have snuck out with the victory. But I knew it was going to come down to him or Melanie, and once Chris Rene was dropped, I was like, well, I just don't see Josh winning a fan vote. Not that he's not great, but I just didn't see him winning a fan vote. So I was like, Melanie she has to be the winner. When it's Melanie Amaro, I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't get the rise and fall like when Chris Rene called the the first person eliminated. I was like, huh? But that one didn't catch me because I felt like that was kind of predictable at that point. But all in all, this was a great season. I can't wait for the next season. American Idol, I'm going to try to watch that. I haven't watched a full season of American Idol in a long time. It's been so many years since I watched a bunch of American Idol. So I'm really looking forward to that since they've been advertising it all throughout the X Factor thing. So I'm going to look forward to seeing how that's going to work out. Let me know all of your opinions on tonight, the entire show, who you thought was the winner, just let me know your entire thoughts on the X Factor, because I like to see what other people think. Get a little conversation going on. But I'm out.